Franchise Kid, beautiful Saturday in mid-February, 50 degrees, going out for a little country hike, do a little knife testing, and getting a little mud on the tires of the caddy. Yeah, I don't think she was made for mudding, but you know what? She did it. Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you don't want to do. But I'll tell you what I do want to do is get for a hike out in these woods. Beautiful day, again, about 50 degrees, and probably about a 10-mile-an-hour breeze blowing through. But beautiful day, finally got a nice day to get out here, test out some knives. Thanks for coming along, as always, Franchise Kid. Let's do it to it. In a survival situation, this is the kind of stuff that you want to look for. You can see coming right through here on the edge of this field. There's a cornfield here. There's alfalfa up over there. Sorry about the glare. It's just really, really sunny today. But lots of corn, lots of alfalfa, and some soybeans as well. So you hunters out there know exactly where I'm going with this. But you can see this really obvious game trail right in through there. And it comes right down in through here. You can see that dug out there, curls in there, and comes back around. And this is where you would want to be putting a deer trap or a deer snare, and find a sapling, much like this, that you could trim down. You want it to be alive. I'll do it in a separate video. I don't have time today to do it, but find a sapling just like that. That's probably about 10 or 11 feet high. Saw off the top, lop down the branches, and then you want to bring that over and bend that across, and that'll be your trigger right across there. And you can actually hang a do it with paracord is what I would suggest if you're going to try to snare something as large as a deer. Do paracord as a obviously where the head would go, and that would be your trap. So the idea is, as the deer come through or go back and forth on this game trail, as they would come through, they would set off that trigger using maybe a slip knot or something like that, and the slip knot would constrict, and the trap would be set. And it's certainly not to, the sapling idea is not to lift the deer off the ground or break its neck or anything like that. With something the size of a deer, you're gonna have to dispose of the deer when you arrive on the scene and check your trap. But that's the gist of the trap, real easily. And again, I'll do it in a separate video. I'm going to come out and do a video on all just different traps that I know and have used before and things like that. But this is the ideal setting where you'd want to do it, a nice game trail like this. And that's it. Hiking back in here a little bit. Again, not really super remote. You guys will hear the gunshots going off. There's a gun range over in that direction. North Carolina is about 3 football fields in that direction. But yeah, you guys will hear the guns going off. Pretty remote area of Virginia, but I'm certainly not, buried deep in the woods. Just when you think something's dead. I've seen this before, but look at how wild this is. You've got this tree growing, yes, literally straight across the forest floor, growing straight back down into the ground, and then you can see some of these limbs that are growing up off of it. Branches that are growing straight up, almost as trees would. And you get to the end. And by the way, where I'm at right now, I wouldn't be surprised to spook a number of deer. I am in deer heaven back here. In the fall, all these little pines are all really, really thick. This is what you would identify as thickets back here. And what the deer will do is they'll come in here to bed down during the day, and then at night they'll wake up, go down those game trails, and you can see there's another game trail that winds right through here. And as I come back around, winds right off the edge of this thing, right back through there. But they'll come in here during the day, bed down under the shade, and then come out and go into the cornfields at night. So I wouldn't be surprised to spook some up. And also they've probably been doing some shedding their antlers. So I wouldn't be surprised if I found a few of those laying around, which would be really cool. A lot of hunters come out in the after the first of the year and sort of pre-spring at the end of winter, and go collecting antlers and things like that to use for the next season. And just while they're waiting for the next season to come around, because believe me, when you're a hunter, it's a long wait. But you can see the number of game trails that come right through here. And deer, this is a perfect example of one. Deer are, you know, as lazy as humans are, if that's humanly possible. If that's possible, not humanly possible. So they will follow these trails all the time and constantly, which is why, you know, they carve them up into such obvious trails. But yeah, this would be another great one with these trees on the side to go ahead and either strap some saplings to and go ahead and make another another trap. You know, you'd want to set one over there, maybe set one in the game trail that we just saw, and set one here as well. You know, set a number of them in this area, and a number of different traps as well for different game. But that would be the idea, and then you'd come out and check your traps every night or every morning and see what you got. But again, working on the concept of the deer snare, you'd have, you know, something maybe lashed onto this side, or if this was a sapling, and you'd anchor it over onto this side with the rope coming back in a circular fashion here, so it was just tied off there with a trigger or an anchor here, and then as soon as the deer came in, got caught on it, that would the trap would set. And again, it's not to lift the deer up or even kill the deer, which is what you're going to have to do in the safest and most humane way possible when you check your traps. So again, just wanted to show you, sort of give you a visual of where I am. And although this looks this way now, trust me, in the fall, this looks a lot different. This is much, much thicker. So there you go, Franchise Kid, continuing the hike. I can't wait to try out, show you guys what I carried in today, and try out the new gear. So let's get to it. Just so you guys can see what a buck rub looks like, and this is it. From what I'm told and from my experience, which I really don't have a lot of experience with this per se, but the size of the rub is analogous, if you want to call it that, or whatever you want to call it, you know, pertains to the size of the buck that made it. So, you know, if you've got this real big rub on this, you know, big tree, you know, this tree right here, you know, isn't more than that much around. It's a small size tree. You can see my hand up against it. This one behind it is much bigger. There's no way I could get my hand around that. You got a rub on that tree, you know, you got a monster buck in the area. But still, it's kind of cool to see. You've got the bucks rubbing off that felt, and that's that's kind of what it looks like. So I thought that was kind of cool. Just wanted to shoot it for you real quick. The hike continues. I forgot to tell you guys that I'm searching as well for some good old Virginia fatwood, and I've got a lot of pine trees in the area, and I'll explain what fatwood is when I hopefully can find some of it. For those that don't know, but wanted to shoot this real quick. Again, this is a this is a deer paradise back here. You know, I'm sure I'll end up spooking one or two of them, but probably won't get it on camera, unfortunately. But I'll tell you if I do. But just wanted to show you that. That's some stuff to look out for if you're in a survival situation. That, you know, obviously there's proof that there's deer in this area and that they're traveling in this area as well.